let's not.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like kind of pedophilia, but we like to pretend like that's not there.
Kind of, bro. Kind of.
But like Muhammad
What do you
did it
mean,
though.
kind of?
Muhammad did it, so like that means it has to be all right, right?
Muhammad, peace be upon him,
Yeah, he married a 6 year
did,
old,
but
so, and he consummated the marriage when she was
Aisha
9.
radiallahu anha was 9, and he did
Yeah,
not consummate the marriage.
at 9.
But
It's kind of harder. You know what I mean? You're gonna skip his. Don't skip me. Oh,
no,
yo,
no, it's if we compare our ancestors to the standards of today, no one's a good person.
oh well, true, but you know, in Islam, Muhammad is this example of how
George
we're supposed to
Washington
be,
owned slaves.
and he married a
That's
9 year old and had sex with her. So technically, if I did that, it'd be completely fine according to Islam,
it, d-
right? I mean, let's not sugarcoat it.
it's so it's he married her
At 6,
not
and
because he wanted to do a 9-year-old,
but he
but
did though. He
because
didn't. All right, he didn't want to, but he did. Like I don't want to do it, but and it's like he already had like 10 other wives, so there's no reason to do that.
no. Okay.
And he had Muhammad had like 11 wives when everyone else is only allowed to have 4. Isn't that like unfair?
Okay, no, pause. Because he had all of these wives at different times.
But like he had more than 4 at once, which is haram, right? Why did he get an exception? Even Aisha, she said she said she was talking to him, and she was like, "Yo, Allah seems to care a lot about your convenience." So she almost got it, but I mean, if you're married to a 50-year-old man when you're like a little kid playing with dolls, then obviously she's gonna be
No,
like groomed to a certain extent, I guess.
well, yes, but most of his marriages were for like
Political
political
reasons.
gain and the spread of Islam.
Well, not with Aisha.
I yeah, again, if we compare our ancestors to the standards of today, nobody is a good
Yeah,
person.
but not all of our ancestors were like in, you know, sort of pedophilic relationships.
Most of them were.
No. And it's like again, like that excuse,
Where
it
where
doesn't work
where in
because
the Bible does it prohibit child marriage?
um I don't know, but I don't know what that has to do with this.
I If we compare our ancestors by the standards of today, no one is a good person.
Yeah, but Muhammad was the best of men, right? Wasn't he like, the greatest prophet of Allah?
Yes,
So
he was.
if would he not be today then? By today's standards?
I
Isn't he the example? Like I don't get it.
He is, but you have to understand he was exempt from like the four wives thing
Why?
because he
Because
was the
I
prophet
don't know, because it
of
sounds a
Allah
little
subhanahu wa ta'ala.
convenient. It's like, oh, of course,
Alright, bro.
everybody's
You're making a valid point here.
everybody's got to
I need
follow
to look
certain
some stuff
rules, and
up.
then he's like, oh well, except me. Everybody's got to follow this rule except me. Isn't that like, oh, surprisingly convenient and kind of hypocritical? Like, and that's not even the only one. There's like other, like there's literally a chapter in the Quran talking about how Muhammad's house guests have to behave. They're like, don't talk to him too long, don't stay after dinner, and like, okay, why would God be concerned about that? It sounds like convenient.
Okay, give me like 5 minutes. I'm looking stuff up.
All right, that's fine.
5 minutes later.
Are you a revert?
Yes,
What were you before?
Catholic.
Why'd you switch up?
I,
Better than
dude,
this.
Catholicism is something else, bro.
Yeah, but it's better than Islam though. Like, and it's true. I guess it's true.
I feel better about Islam than I did
But
Catholicism.
why though? Like, what about it like made you like attracted to it?
All of the scientific miracles in the Quran and how it didn't say just believe because I told you so. It
Well,
said
here's the
believe.
problem though. Like,
And,
I guess it's even worse in that regard because, um, I mean, basically in Islam, you just gotta believe whatever Muhammad says, and it's one single book
well,
that was all, I guess, sort of. I mean, he didn't write it down himself, but he's the only sole person behind it. When in the Bible, it's like many authors all coming together after a lot of them didn't even meet each other. Most of them, it's happened over a long time, and it all comes out to be one coherent story leading to Christ's death and resurrection. And on top of that, the worst part about Islam is that they claim the resurrection didn't even happen, or Jesus Christ wasn't even crucified, which is literally historically
no, he
inaccurate.
was a prophet and ascended into heaven. I don't.
Yeah, but you guys don't think he was crucified, right?
No?
So why am I supposed to believe what Muhammad thinks happened at the crucifixion, which contradicts what everybody at the time said happened? Like he came 700 years after Christ.
I,
So like, why would Muhammad be like
I mean, there
a
are
more
also
reliable
several
source?
inconsistencies
Huh?
with the Bible. Like,
There's a
I'm
there
fairly certain you guys have like
there's
dragons.
inconsistencies in the Quran, and on top of that, you can even claim inconsistencies in the Bible because the Quran like affirms the Bible and the Torah. So I mean, that kind of goes,
And the the Quran confirms that although the Gospel and the Torah are both the works of God, they are just different versions.
well, that's not really what I mean. The Quran says what they had at the time was true, like what Muhammad had, and at that time, the Bible is the same as the Bible that we have now. The same with the Torah, and on top of that, there's no evidence for any
No, well,
corruption that's happened. So that's
well,
also
so
another thing I'm just supposed to
here's
believe.
another thing. The Bible has been edited and changed over like hundreds of years. The
There's no
Quran is
proof.
still the
That's a
same
problem. There's
thing.
no proof. No, there are different versions of the Quran as well. I mean, I could link you to a channel that talks about it. There's variants of the Quran. I mean, it's not even a secret. All the scholars have always talked about this.
Okay. Look, dude, I'm not qualified to debate with you on this topic.
Well, I'm just a guy. Like, I'm not. I'm not a scholar. Like, I'm
I'm
just.
I'm just a girl, bro.
Yeah, but like you're Muslim, so you should at least be. And on top of that, you reverted, so you looked into it, I guess. So I mean, you should be
Yeah,
able to
bro,
explain
I'm
why.
learning. I'm still learning. I
Yeah, but I think you should reconsider. To be honest.
dude, I've been considering for like here, let me link you to a guy. You can go and debate with him there. I'll give
So
you
I'll kick
his
his butt in the
YouTube
debate
channel.
instead of you.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you see where I'm coming from, right?
I understand your point. I do not I don't think I'm qualified to. Oh, he's still alive. I don't believe that I'm qualified to debate with you because no, he's live right now.
Well, here's the thing, like the things I'm telling you about is very simple things. I mean, if you can't even answer that, then you don't even know anything about like your own religion. And, I mean, look, I'm gonna tell you straight up, bro. You picked the wrong religion. You're following a pedophile.
I'm gonna tell you straight up.
Things up.
I don't quite care.
You don't care that Muhammad's a pedophile?
Bro, have you seen all of the people have you seen like what all the Catholics do? What all the Christians do?
Yeah, I mean, look, okay, I'll tell you this then. There's a difference between this.
The whole
Yeah,
Catholic church
there
is
are
just
listen. You want me to answer you?
Are.
Obviously there's people who claim to be Christian that do bad stuff, but it's different when your biggest prophet is the one doing it and allowing it for everyone else.
Yeah, bro, it's your entire church.
Listen, okay, yeah, if a Christian is a pedophile, every other real Christian is gonna say you're going to hell. But Muhammad's a pedophile, and that's fine. So, do you see the difference?
No. It's not just any regular Christian. It's all the priests.
Yeah, and they're going to hell too.
What?
Doing things like that. So we condemn that. You don't like. So I don't get it. Like, it doesn't correlate.
All right. Whatever, dude.
So your entire religion, whatever.